Hello and welcome to this very brief podcast, the Online Astronomy Society Nighttime Skies for December 2013. Thought I'd jump ahead with this as experimental, using different software just to see how it would work. So without further ado, let's have a quick gander at what we can see in the skies, weather permitting. So moving forward, well, this is looking south. Let's just get that thing out of the way. And first you can see there, after about roughly sunset, is the square of Pegasus, where there's quite a fair few flotilla of objects that can be seen. The square of Pegasus, of course, which can be seen here. And it's easily recognisable in the southern sky at sunset this time of year. And if you want to do some star hopping, you can follow these stars down to the final one at the sail. And over there is a nice star globular star cluster M15. We'll meet that in more detail shortly. But that star cluster is well worth trying to get a good eyeball on. It's one of the older ones in the sky, so well worth seeing if we can see that one. Further along the way, you've got the triangulum spiral, which is just about on the clips of the image here that I took a screenshot of earlier on. There's triangulum, very simple constellation, not much of it of note, barring this galaxy here. Let me maybe label these with a different colour there. There we are. So that's the Triangulum Galaxy. Now that galaxy is one of our nearer neighbours. It's a face-on spiral. I'll show you it briefly right here. That's the galaxy here. If I just lose that before I start scribbling on it. And that's one of our nearer neighbours. So this is M15 that we saw earlier on there. Quite a very rich globular star cluster, that one. And this one here, M33, that could be visible under very dark conditions with a pair of 7x50 binoculars. I know that because I've seen it myself. It's about roughly the same area of the full moon when you look at it. So that's well worth taking a look at. And of course we can't really discuss the northern objects without also taking a look at the Andromeda Galaxy, which is right here. And unfortunately, I think I've just sliced off the W of Cassiopeia, which I use as a means of trying to find that. But there's the Constellation of Andromeda, and then you've got the Andromeda Spiral, which is here. That is a very celebrated spiral. It's visible to the naked eye under very dark conditions. It is also the most remotest thing visible to the naked eye. It's 2.25 million light years away, which basically means you're looking at that spiral as it was 2.25 million years ago. Might worry us if we saw where it is now, because, well, that galaxy is heading towards us for a collision. Don't worry, it won't happen in anybody's lifetime, I'm sure. I doubt if even the planet will still be around by then. But there you go. So a few interesting objects there for you. Let's see if we can flip out and take a bit of a look at Stellarium now. So this is Stellarium, which is a free open source software that I've downloaded. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just pull in the sunset, which I also said we'll look at December. So there we are. And there we are. This is what we're talking about. So there is the square of Pegasus again, and I can just quickly highlight that. And over there again, M15 that we were discussing earlier, and up there we've also got the Messier 31 up that way too. So plenty to see up there, plus there's the Triangulum Spiral there. And I think what I wanted to try and pull you into view is, let me just, because I'm about to move off now. I haven't figured a way to make these disappear as yet, but anyhow, with that in mind, let's move up a bit further. And there is Cassiopeia, the W of Cassiopeia. And I tend to use the left-hand arm of Cassiopeia to then come down, which then helps me find the Perseus, of course, ultimately 33 and 31 there. So that helps me to find those objects. So very rich area to be observing, especially this time of year. And if you could does this and take a quick look as well at Cygnus the Swan right here. Let me just highlight that for you, Cygnus the Swan. There it is. And that is also known as the Northern Cross. And that is a very strong, very rich binocular field. And right next to it there is the star Vega, which is one of the brighter stars in the night sky. And me being interested in spectroscopy, I'm trying to get a decent spectrum of that star. It's a very nice star. This is a great scientific interest, that star as well. So this is the kind of stuff that you're able to see in the night sky at the moment. I'm not going to go on for much longer, so I've got kids I'm trying to get to bed. But again, I just wanted to demonstrate this and see if I could make software and see how it goes down. I think it's worth me maybe doing more of these, a bit more structured than I have been. There's the little bear there that some of you might already understand and recognise. That one there is a very important star. That is Polaris, which is just 1 degree off the North Pole. So if ever you're lost, that's the galaxy you want to find, star you want to find. So the way you find that is as below. If you can find that, then it's big. Then the big bear's never far away. Let me just. So I've moved that now. I've moved that. Let me just show you how to quickly find that. So here's the plough, as many people know it. I don't know if I can select another colour from here. I can't. Okay, I shall stick with what I've got. There's the plough. And we come up the way here. All you got to do is choose the star's Merak. That's Merak. I'm not going to try writing that. I don't think it would work. I could try with that one, but I think it's in black. Yeah, you won't be able to see that. Merak and Jupi. There's you get the idea. Merak and Jupi. And what you need to do is use these two and form a very sort of dotted line with your eye, and that will lead to the north. So wherever you see these, that's a circumpolar constellation. The plough never sets below the horizon with respect to where we are here in the north. And if you use Merak and Jupi and draw a faint line, draw an imaginary line across the sky, you will hit that star there. And whenever you're out, have a practice and see if you can hit it. That's very useful for both navigation, and it's very useful as well for aligning your telescopes. So some of the courses that I've done in the Online Astronomy Society Academy talk about aligning telescopes, and that's the very beauty we need here in the Northern Hemisphere to be able to do that. It isn't exactly pointing north, it's 1 degree off. So it's certainly worth sort of getting to know that star. It's very useful as well from the point of view of navigation. If you're trying to work out left or right down the motorway, one goes north, one goes south. If you can quickly clock that on a very dark night, then you can't go far wrong. The only thing I'm going to sort of point out here when I'm in this neck of the woods, I don't think I can be talking about the plough without talking about the Whirlpool Galaxy M51, a bit low in the sky now, presumably to try and catch it. If I just move down, it knocks my diagram out of the way, but you can see that's quite low there in the northern sky this time of year at the moment anyway. But again, with a pair of 7x50 binoculars, you will make that out as a faint smudge. I'll just highlight that for you. But that is well worth a gander with a pair of 7x50s. I was actually in Northampton earlier in the year, and I saw that with a pair of 7x50 binoculars. So if you know where you're looking, it's not going to jump out at you like M31 will, but it's certainly worth taking a look at. So that's pretty much my guide for now. Orion is a winter constellation which is rising. You can see it kind of gradually peaking up here, and you've got let me get rid of this rubbish before I proceed. Unfortunately, as I say, that rubbish tends to continue. It allows me to scribble on here, but it doesn't disappear when I move off. But there you go. But there's there's Betelgeuse that's arising there, and you've got the belt of Orion underneath, and obviously you've got the celebrated Pleiades, which if you can catch these are well worth viewing with a pair of 7x50 binoculars. You will make those out. And that's a very young star cluster that's just recently formed. It's just blowing away its nebulosity there. So that is beautiful in a pair of 7x50 binoculars. If you've got a DSLR camera, you can maybe even try and take a shot of that as well. That's in the Constellation of Taurus, and that's in the horns of the bull. And down there, of course, you've got Orion the Hunter, and there's Betelgeuse, which I've perhaps perhaps topically painted it red because it is a red supergiant. It's due to go at any time, we believe. So there we go. Obviously, Jupiter is sort of there as well, gradually rising. Yeah, plenty to look forward to and plenty coming. That's still quite early in the evening, as I pointed out. So I mean, if we look at say 9 o'clock at night, which is a reasonable time that many people could maybe be popping up quickly before having some shut-eye, and you can see now that Orion is nicely up there. Quickly, while I'm here too, then I don't think I could talk about Orion and not mention a celebrated M42 Nebula that's just about in there. That's a very good binocular object, and also by the same token as well, let me clear up after myself there too. That's a very good binocular object. It's well worth putting a small telescope on that, because you will see it in kind of a greyish colour. The reason for that is our eyes are not sensitive to the colour that comes from the nebula. Because of the colour is quite sparse, it tends to fall through past our cones, which are in the middle of the eye, to the outside, onto the rods, which is why you tend to try to use peripheral vision, which is try to be averted from the object, and then you tend to see it. This is why when you look at it directly, you don't see it too well, and when you turn away from it, suddenly you can see it. That takes some skill to master. Even I haven't mastered that yet. But what you can do is maybe you get a pencil, and then conveniently I've got a rubber here, and if you just put the rubber on the end of the pencil, just gently tap the telescope when you're looking through it, then you should see that nebula there quite nicely. And use that rule of thumb for other objects. I mean, another one that's worth looking at if you can is this one up here, the good old Crab Nebula. So if you're in the vicinity and you're viewing that one, and see if you can pop up and see the Crab Nebula. I mean, that's always worth trying to look at as well. So a few objects for you to see into Christmas there. I'm just doing this just to see if I may well possibly try and do another one. If this is successful. I'm just playing with this software at the minute, just because I'm a professional trainer. Well, in theory. But I just wanted to have a go and see if I could do a reasonable night sky diary for you. And I've just used Stellarium for that. So there's a few objects for you to be getting on with there. I hope that's been informative for you. I'm just going to switch back to here now. So yeah, I'd just like to finish by saying this is our magazine. It is the OASE zine, and you can get to it at www.onlineastronomysociety.com. And if you click on the OASE zine on there, then you'll be able to see that free magazine that we do. So a few things there I just wanted to bring to your attention. I hope this has been of interest to you, and I'd like to thank you for watching, and clear skies.